Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID, so please reach out to us and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started with APM. So APM, I would put it in the this way. I think I have told you. I don't know. I don't remember though. I'll repeat maybe once again. So here, um, just in a simple way, just understand this way. Okay. So this is you. You means end user. This is your laptop or any devices like mobile also. And you hit www.somewebsite.com, and then it goes to DNS server from the load balancer server. Load balancer server is balancing multiple web server 1, 2, 3, 4. So this traffic will go one of these servers. Okay, one of the servers it will go. Let's say this server they have upgrade. From here it will go to the again load balancer from the app server. One machines you have an app server and so on. And then followed by again load balancer one more for database server. Okay, so it's a very simple architecture right now, not complicating it. So now the question is, what is APM? So APM is I make a request, travel to DNS, load balancer, web server, load balancer, app server, load balancer, database server, and then generate a response back to here. And this might have taken 3 seconds or 30 seconds. If it is 3 seconds or 2 seconds, superb. If it is 30 seconds, I want to know where is the problem. The problem is here, in between here, you have problems here, or you have problems here, or you have problems here, between here and here. Where is the problems? Where is the problem so we can fix it? So this is called tracing. Trace your request, trace your traffic, each of this traffic, trace it and to find out culprit of the slowness. Make sense? Hello?
Yes.
Now, trace is typically divided into 2 part. Okay, understand this way. 3 part in fact. This is a trace, and in the observability domain we have decided into 3 part. One is we call it APM, one we call it a synthetic, and another one we call it RUM. These are the 3 areas which we have trace: APM, synthetic, RUM. Now what is APM? So APM is a process to know the, this is the web server, app server, correct? All of you agree with me? App server. Hello.
Yes.
So this app server, I am taking this one and creating a bigger one. Okay, bigger one. This particular app server. So APM is a process to know what? Again, same response time, but for what? Internal component. So if you understand the program, so when you click hit this one, then this calls a main function, main class. Then after that we have a subclass. After that again we have subclass, and this subclass probably out of this database or something. So now what is a trace? What is the APM you are trying to know? So here APM is basically, here this is the one microservices is calling the another microservices, is calling another microservices, again main class, child class, child class, main class, child class, child class. So what is a trace? So trace is basically between the two endpoints. So here this call this one, this call this one, and this is called trace. So it's all is running in the app server. So between the two microservices, if you want to know the internal component, internal traffic, then you can say this is the trace, and this you can gather, this trace you can gather through the APM process. Means any code level performance issues you want to know, APM is the best way to find out. Are you able to understand this?
Yep.
Now between endpoint to endpoint, this call is called, we call it a trace. But what we call it, this one? So there's only one component, and this main class to some different class or method, and some different method. So what do you call it, this one? So this we call it trace, we call it span. Okay, this we call it span, trace, span. That means this whole thing is one trace. You may have one and two spans, so multiple spans coming together and create a one trace. So now what about the traces between this, 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 this? So whole thing we call it transaction. What do you call it? Transaction. So transactions, we
Transaction.
have a multiple trace, and multiple trace we form the, sorry, multiple spans form the trace, trace form the transaction. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
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 Yeah. So let's get started with APM now. So APM is a way to get to know the performance of the code. I repeat, code. Okay. So then you will ask, what is synthetic? So see, this is your real user, right? So same way, I want to do the endpoint testing. Endpoint testing means I want to see that my DNS server is up and running or not, or I want to see my load balancer is up and running or not. I want to see this endpoint, I want to see that. So what I will do, I will create one robot. This is a robot, okay, and this will keep hitting on the endpoint and check that endpoint whether it's it can be hitting to the website also, okay. So any endpoints, and it will give you the immediate result. 24/7 this can run. This human cannot experience 24/7, but this robot can hit the endpoints and it will give you the results. But the problem here is, this is the network call, this will not go inside it. So using synthetic, you will get to know the response time from that endpoint, but you will not get the what are the internal component between this library to this library to this library. All this thing you will not get to know. Getting my points? So for internal performance, you need APM. For external endpoint test performance, you can use a synthetic which can run 24/7 as a robot or something. Make sense?
No, so they said the synthetic. I thought synthetic was like a fake traffic or something.
Not a
So
fake
when
traffic.
no, I'm just using the word fake. And when you say external, can you please repeat that part again? The external part that you said we use synthetic. I'm not getting that side.
External means this load balancer is responding or not. This
Okay.
load balancer is responding or not. Okay,
Okay.
this database server is responding or not. So any
Okay.
endpoint, okay, any point endpoint which you want to create a network call ping, kind of ping. Okay, so
Mm.
network and call, then you can use the synthetic call will not be done by the real user. It will be done by some robots or something else, some programs.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is synthetic. Rum is basically to to see the not only performance but also activity. Okay, activity on the website, that's called real user monitoring. So what, when you come to my website, how much time you spend, you're from which location, which browser you are using, what you do on our website, all this thing is done by rum. Okay, so these are the three ways you have to find out the trace. So in this session I'm going to use APM. So remember that using APM you collect the data from internal. Okay, so now these are the assessment whether you are doing APM or not. So are we measuring the real end user experiences on our website today? Are we meeting with the customer's SLA? Is your app delivering the consistent response time across users and geography? Do we have underperforming regions? Do we have web performance plan in place to correct those problems? Your website is delivering the consistent user experience regardless of browser like IE, Chrome, and all stuff like that, Firefox. Do we know how our website response time and availability compared with other competitions? Can we quantify how third-party technology and services such as ad networks, payment processes are impacting the performance, and so on? So these are the assessment whether you need a APM or not. So the question is, what is a very simple question? What is the response time of my request? So see that here, this very good image. So there are two users connecting through some devices to some DNS server, to some data centers, some different geography, web server, app server, load balancer server, and database and all. And one user is getting the response time in 300 milliseconds. Superb, he's happy. And another user got the response time in 7.5 seconds. So what is your work? You need to find out why this user is getting this performance in 7.5 seconds. That's the work in Datadog what you have. Okay, you need to find out. So how do you find out the culprit? So where is the problem? Is this the problem is in code or application server or platform or network? Where exactly the problems are? Okay, so why this APM is very important, performance management is very important. So look at this here, 1 second delay in response time can reduce the conversion by 7%, page views by 11%, and customer satisfaction by 16%. Okay, so more than half of online consumers in the US said that site slowness is the top reason they would abandon the purchase. When online service fails, 75% of the consumer move to another channel, which can lead to millions of lost dollars. Okay, so now the question is what to do. So set up a APM, stand for application performance monitoring. So what is APM? So APM is nothing but a collections of tools and process, okay, designed to help your application performance. Very simple. How your application is behaving under the real traffic, that you want to know through APM. Okay, so look at this image. Here you see that customers, you have a different customers using different devices, different browsers, different ISPs. Okay, different third-party libraries, different web servers, app server, database servers, and all. And then finally, traffic is being served. Okay, so now I want to know which of my customers is having the problem, and I need to help them. What is the problem? Is it in browser? Is it in app server? Is it in database server? Is it in code? Is it in network? Just a second, hold on. Yeah. So where is the problem? That is your job to find out. So did you understand the responsibility, all of you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So can you please tell me what is where is the problem?
In database query.
How come?
Here the problem is database query, right?
So that is taking
And this,
out of 22,764 milliseconds of call response time,
yeah.
19,339 is taking by database query. So is this your job? No. So what is your job? You have to build the dashboard like that so anyone can see and tell, okay, database query. Got it? All of you?
Yes.
So how do you do that? Using APM. Okay. So some of the benefits are there. I would not stress too much. So now the question is how to do APM. So there is a two ways, agent and agentless. So agent is a APM, the one which I'm talking about. Agentless is synthetic actually. Okay. So what is agent? Please read this. And can you help me to understand this one, all of you? What is how to do APM using agent? What is agent now here? What
Agent
is
is the
agent?
software. The software injected in the application. So it's a software.
It's a code, right? Application code.
Yep.
So you don't get confused with the Datadog agent, the one which you installed in the last session. Okay, that's a platform agent. Platform agent means that you install in the Windows server or Linux server. So you install at the PC level. Here APM agent using the infra using that agent, you get the infra matrices which you got it like Windows, Linux, Apache, Nginx, all this thing. Okay, Docker and all. But here in APM agent is a different. APM agent is nothing but the code actually, and you have to run this code in your application code actually. You have to inject that code in your application code. So let's say your application is a Java, so your agent will be Java code. If you're a .NET, then agent will be .NET code. If it is a PHP or Python, same. So this agent is nothing but a code which is injected and running along with your code actually, applications. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is agent based solution. Agent less based solution, that means it will hit on the port number, network IP and port number, and get you that. So this will not give you the right information because you're hitting on the network. So internal component trace you will not get it, but from outside you can get to know, okay, this is responding or not responding, something like that. Just like a ping kind of things you do that. Okay, so agentless you can say it's a synthetic. I told you, right? Synthetic is nothing but some tools which will run on the hit on the network, port number, IP address and all, and then it will get you this information. So this is the agent list. Okay, so these are the things I'll not discuss because these are the tools which is there, which is a list of popular tools. We are learning Datadog anyways, so let's avoid the discussion of everything. And so in order to understand, in order to set up the APM, what are the things we have to do? So you need to understand some of the terminologies. I believe you understand this. Number of users, hits per second, very well defined, you understand this. Errors per second. Okay, right side, if you see that, what exactly that is, when we say it's an error, all of you, all of you,
Sorry, I didn't get the question. You said what is
when we
error?
consider what is the error here? So error means 4x and 5x is error, correct now?
Yep.
All of you understand that 4x, 5x, 2x, 3x, right? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So errors per second. Response time. What is the response time? You understand. Latency. Connection time to the some SSL. How much, while when you requested, how much data got transferred, bytes throughput, some standard deviations, percentile concept, average concept, and so on. Okay, so here look at this. I told you the difference between transaction and trace and things. So look at this here. So here end user hitting to the one service, then another service, then another service, then another service, then another service, all this thing, and getting the results of it. It's called one transaction. Between the services, it's a trace. And inside that application, if you go, let's say Java, method call and function and class call, which is called span. Okay, so remove that. Okay, so more or less we understand this. Now I'm going to set up this whole setup. So let me explain it to you, all of you. So what I'm going to do, step number one, I will have one server. Okay, so
Sorry,
that's in my
sorry, I didn't get the Abdex score.
Abdex core. Once I set up the what do you say, APM, then you will see the graph, then I'll explain it to you. If I
Gotcha.
explain you Abdex core now, you will not understand.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your server, and now I need to run one applications, because APM is all about application, right? So for this demo, I'm using the Java applications. Okay, so now what I'll do, first thing I'll install Java. So let me install it, Java. Then to run any Java based application, you need a web application server. Can you please tell me the list of application server which you know? Hello guys, list of application server. Web server, we have Nginx and Apache, right? Two. What about application server? So we have application server many actually, like Tomcat, JBoss, WebLogic, WebSphere, Glassify. Have you heard about this? All this stuff. IES is
Yes,
application
yes,
server also.
this is the one on Windows. Oh, Windows.
Yeah.
Tomcat
.NET
Apache,
is application server.
JFrog. Yeah, we
Dot
use
data.
.NET, .NET framework. That's the one we use
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
.NET framework.
Okay. So those are application server. Okay. So what to do? So first install Java. Let me brand
Sorry,
it.
is IIS an application server? No,
So IIS has a is a application, is a web server.
the web
IIS is a
server.
web
Okay,
server. Huh. So
okay.
web
Oh,
server
gotcha.
means it's serving the HTTP request. But web
Gotcha.
server is powered by .NET. It's your application server.
Makes sense.
Okay. So Apache is Apache is a web server. Nginx is web server. Okay. So now we install Java, and then we are going to install Tomcat inside this. Tomcat, which is a free of cost. Okay. So this is the Tomcat, And inside the Tomcat, we'll install applications. So this is the applications. Okay. So this is our applications. Now, applications, what I have to do, this is the Datadog agent which you installed. Okay. Let me draw this here. This is a Datadog agent. What is agent? That agent which you have already installed last session. Infra agent. Okay. At the system level. Now I need to install the APM agent also. So APM agent will come along with the here Tomcat. This is the APM DD agent, APM agent. Okay. So now what will happen? Now my application is here. APM agent is running. Now end user will hit the Tomcat. Okay. That's basically internal applications. They'll try to connect it. So huge traffic will be made. Now this APM agent is capturing all the data, request and response. So this agent will capture all the information and send to the Datadog agent. And this Datadog agent will send to Datadog server. And from here, you will analyze what was the request and response time for each of this users and which user is having the highest response time and how do we solve it, where is the problem and all kind of things. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so first step, have one server. Second step, install Java. Third step, install Tomcat. Fourth step, install application. Fifth step, install APM agent, and this anyways will be there. And finally, create a traffic. And then once the traffic is there, then this APM agent will send all the matrices to the Datadog agent. Datadog agent will send all the matrices to Datadog, and from here you can get all this analysis done. So this is the entire flow what we have. Understood, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let me do that. So first thing, Java is installed or not? Let me check. So Java hyphen version installed. Okay. Second thing, Tomcat installed or not? I think it's not there. I'll install it in front of you. Now don't worry about that. I'll give you the step also to do that. So Tomcat download. UI had changed for the Google searches actually. So this is zip file. I'll go to the OPT, download. Datadog agent is installed, by the way. Okay, last session. How to install, you know that. Now this is Tomcat. Unzip this guy and done. Now you go inside this directory. Okay, and there's one bin directory. Okay, and then finally these all files are executable file for Tomcat. The permission is not there in Linux, so what to do? chmod -r 755 dot. I gave the permissions, good to go. So Tomcat is also done. I'm not going to start it. I'll start it after some time. So guys, as per the things, Java is done, Tomcat is done. Now applications, I'll show you a little bit later. Let me install the agent here. So how do we install the agent? So for that, I'll go to Datadog.
Hey, Raj, I thought you said you were going to use .NET today. I thought you said you were going to use .NET Windows when you were going to explain APM today.
Yes, so both I'll use it, .NET and Java, both.
Okay. Okay, thank
Else, because 90% of the time people run on the Linux. Okay,
you.
and
Yes, I know.
then
I know.
yeah, so sometime on .NET. So
Sure.
we'll try
Thank you.
to do that both. Okay,
Thank you.
process is same actually. What you need to do in the .NET, let me simulate. You have Windows machine, install the Datadog agent, done. After that, install IIS, that is already there. Install, enable the .NET, that is already there. Install the application and then get it this one done. So this is the unique things actually. So let's say if you understand this, IIS installation, .NET installation, Windows, and all stuff like that, that's okay. Okay. So here, if you
Sure.
come to APM, I clicked on the introduction. See here, they'll ask you, okay, hey, what do you want to start with? So what kind of applications you have? So get started. They'll ask you, hey, do you have host based? Means you are running in the VMs or containers or serverless, Lambda and all. So I'm running in the host base. So you have application Java or not .NET. Look at this here. This is the .NET instructions. Now this you will do the changes where? Look at this. Got it? IS. Okay. So here you will do the changes in the IS. Now I'm doing the changes in the Java here. Okay. So I'll tell you one thing. Set your mindset. There is no one way to deploy this jar file. I repeat, there is no one way to deploy. Depends on what is your platform. So today I'm teaching you Tomcat, but if you have a JBoss project, you have to learn the JBoss and WebLogic, WebSphere, IS, .NET, all this thing. Okay. So ultimately this jar package is for Java, but if it is a .NET, so see here, this is will be your executable file. You have to install. See here, install this executable file for IS or self-hosted, or if you're, by the way, you can run the .NET in the Linux also. So this is the package here. So you have to install this MSI file will be there. Now what is the MSI file? I think you know that. How to install and all, that's not a, I should tell you, but yeah. Are you understanding, all of you? So in the Java, we have a jar file. This is the one. This is the APM agent. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
In Python, you will be having PI program. So you should understand. Here it is. This is a, if you know Python, then you know that using the pip you can install this library, dd trace. This is a library. In PHP you'll be having SO program. Okay, so please set your mindset. You have to have a familiar with the language and all. That's you have to have it.
Yeah,
Now
can I
again
ask a
in a,
quick question? On the
yeah.
.NET, if you click on the .NET,
Hmm.
if you click on .NET, the MSI, when I tried this in my environment, I was trying it on the sandbox. So I did a manual installation of the MSI in my
Hmm.
particular server. So
Hmm.
if I'm going to do it for multiple servers, do I need to configure MSI in Ansible, or how does that work
Ansible, yes, Ansible.
for to
So
install the
one step,
MSI?
yeah, one you do manually. After that, write an Ansible code or use the code which is already been given by Datadog to deploy into that.
Okay, so where can I get that? For instance, if I want to install that MSI on Ansible
No, not Ansible. You want to install MSI on the Windows server
on the
using
Windows
Ansible.
server, yes, I can use Ansible, correct?
Huh. So here actually it was there. Let me show you. Integration. First session only I did discuss here. So the code they have given it to you and you have to use it, that code. Little slow. Here it is. So this is the code they have given it to you. Here is the code. Here.
I thought that was for the agent, not the APM agent.
Agent, and then also you can use that as a APM agent also. So let's read this code and you'll have some options here. So see here, APM configurations. You'll have it that, yeah, just read the whole code. These options will be given. So first understand the manual way, then focus on the automation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I was doing something. Yeah. So remember that always, because APM require lots of bandwidth to understand the platform, that's like Windows and Linux. Then languages, different types of languages you see, and how to configure it. That's important. So right now I'm doing only one here. So how to do that? So this tracers I need to download, and this code I don't need it actually. Okay. So what I'm going to do, need it. So let me show you here. Datadog APM integrations Java. I'm just searching for Java, and you go to these documents and read it with a little bit And here you see container environment, Lambda environment, other environment. I'm using other environment now. And if you go other environment, see Spring Boot is separate instruction, Tomcat separate instruction, JBoss separate instruction, Jetty separate instruction, WebSphere separate instruction. So you have to understand that's a way it is, because APM is at the programming level. So you have to understand this. Let's say I think some of you are interested in IS, right? So here Java to .NET. Here see the tracing .NET framework applications, and you see here this is the container and other environment. So other environment, Windows and NuGet. So Windows package you can install it, or NuGet package you can install it. This way you can install the MSI file, and see this is the MSI file. So what this command you have to run it. It's a PowerShell command, and you have to download this one using this location, and then run it and enable it. After that you have to do some configuration in your IS, and you should understand what exactly you are doing, and then good to go. Make sense, all of you? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into that. So what I did, I had installed Java, that's done. Tomcat, that's done. Application I keep in on hold. I'm going to install this one. So how do you do that? So the instructions you can follow from here also, but not straightforward. You will get it anywhere, to be honest. So I'm copying this one. Go to the OPT, and I'm downloading this jar file. This is for Java. Now, how do we in this is jar file? Where is that? Here. I'll give the permission chmod 755. Okay, so how do you include this jar file, which is as per the image? If you look at this, here is the jar file. Okay, so how do you do this jar file in the Tomcat location? So a hell lot of ways you have it in. That is also around 3 to 4 ways is there. But right now I don't want you to get lost. So follow my tutorial. Datadog Tomcat. Enter. So here you will have at least little bit step-by-step guides. So here you see how to set up Datadog APM Java application. Okay. So here first thing, install the agent, I did it. Install the Java, I did it. Install the Tomcat, I did it. Now after that, download the DDO agent in the OPT. This also I did it in front of you. Now this is pending. So this options is pending. Catalina.sh. You are going to add this path of this jar file. Okay, look at this here. This code I'm going to add it. So now you'll say, Rajesh, what is this? So in a Tomcat, this is the way to add the path, class path, and add any jar file. So here opt jar file is there, and here these are the some options is enable: profiling, log injection, trace, and all. So where exactly that is? So if you look at this here, these options, it's here. One option, two option, three options, four options, all these options are there. Okay, so right now this is just for learning purpose. You can't follow this widget. Okay, there's no submit button, just a learning purpose. Okay, so you have to do this. Now what is your microservices name? So your microservices name, here I put it up, service name DevOps schools Tomcat, and which environment? Test environment. So what I'll do, I'll copy this whole things, and I'll just correct a little bit of it. So this is correct, this are a little bit true. Application is this one, let's say Tomcat to chat. Environment prod, I'll make it. And you know what, I want one environment variable to be added, which is called version. That's all. So this is okay. This is this code I'm going to add in this file, catalina.sh file. Can I do that? So here, yes, I agree. You need to have a little bit of Apache knowledge in that case. If you are doing on the .NET, you need to have a .NET knowledge. If you're doing on some other platform, you need to have that knowledge. Without that, it's very difficult to set up. So vi catalina.sh. These are the comments. I'll just scroll down and see somewhere non-commented areas. And somewhere here, I will place this code. Enter. Save it. Guys, this I have added. So what process I did? I added this APM agent to the code of Tomcat. Can I start the Tomcat? Let me start the Tomcat, which is here. This one, right? No, shutdown here. And starting the Tomcat. Started this Tomcat. Let me see that whether agent file got loaded on the process or not. So what is the name of the agent file? So this is the file, right? I'm checking in the process. See, it's loaded. So that means now this agent file, which is APM agent file, is reading the Tomcat and all this data is collecting. So far so good, all of you? All of you? Hello?
You were a bit fast, but it's fine.
Yeah, I did nothing actually. Just added this jar file in the top catalina.sh and started the service. That's all I did.
Sure.
Okay, so now what to do? So guys, I need to have an application, some sample applications where I can generate the traffic. How do I get it? So actually, you know what? Tomcat is giving me some application free of cost. Can I use that one? So where is IP address then? So let me try. So Tomcat is opening on 8080 port, correct now? 8080. And here is a, okay, my Jenkins is running also in that. So that's a problem. So what I need to do, Tomcat is running, but it's conflicting with 8080. So what to do? Systemctl stop Jenkins, and I need to shut down Tomcat one more time and start it. So shut down and startup and done. Then now Tomcat is running. So here it is. So where is the some sample applications? So if you see that here, examples, you are not authorized to. Why? Usually they should, it's a latest version of Tomcat is not allowing. So let me see where exactly this file is. Find dot name and so many places. I think this place it should be. So where is this location that I don't know? So what I'll do, it's a new version. Mm, okay. So everywhere is system design. So maybe it's a cache issue then. Let me check. Mhm. Strange. Mm, just a second. Let me fix these issues. So this was not expected issues. Hmm. Tomcat. So you need to go to this file and add the comments marker around this one and allow this line. Okay, so can we find out where's this file? So the file is web app manager. So web app manager metainf context.html. So I need to modify this file then, and I need to add the comment for this value class. So what should I do? Enter, and this is a comment line, and add this line which is closing the comments. Okay, so hopefully this should fix that issues. Okay, so let me see that. So I have to restart this. So bin and shut down and start up.
Excuse me. I'll be stepping away for like 10-15 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay, yeah. So now refresh. Yeah, still is not. Mm, let me see which version of Tomcat. And this is a latest. That should be okay. Just a second. Okay, I think it should be fixing that issue. Let me see that. No, let me check one more time. Tomcat Web Apps Manager Meta in this is. Okay, so now one more time. Mm, this is done. There's no problem in that. Fix is there. I'm just checking. Stop it one more time. Shutting down and then startup.sh. Now strange. Let me check one more file for this. cd conf and server.xml. Okay, so it seems like this Katlina, we have to modify many places. Let me docs reduce this actually. So many entries I have to modify, make it work. Save it. Ben shutdown .sh startup .sh, and let me check. Done. Okay, so I fixed that issues, but yeah, this kind of issues you will see that different version. Older version of Tomcat, this issue was not coming, but this the some apps are there. So now some examples apps are there, so everything is ready. So did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so finally what we did in order to set up a APM, I installed the Java, install the Datadog agent, install the Tomcat application is some of the sample application I'm using here, and then a Datadog agent. Now what I need to do, this URL, I need to create a thousands of traffic. This is the traffic, this is the user will be there, which will create traffic, and then APM collections will happen. So this is the last phase of this, and then APM collection will happen, and then I can show you that all the matrices at this point. Okay, so any questions so far? Any questions so far? Hello? Hello?
No.
Okay, so now question is how do we create a mass traffic? So I have a JMeter. Okay, JMeter is another tool. You can use a load runner also. So I'm using JMeter. So JMeter will help me to create a mass traffic. So let me start the JMeter now, and I'm starting the JMeter to create traffic. You can also F5 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 do that, then it will work, but I don't have that much of patience actually. Enter. Okay, so meanwhile it's coming and loading. Meanwhile I'm just doing F5 F5 F5. I'm creating F5 F5, and also before that let me check that whether agent is reporting to that or not. So I'll go to here and infrastructure list, agent should be reporting Jenkins. You see here. So now if I go, and now here you should be having the traffic in few minutes. Just wait for it. I'm creating traffic, fake traffic, and F5 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 F5. And can I check this? It has come or not? So refresh this UI and click here. See, it has come now. Click on service, and here see DevOps School chat, and this is the traces. See here this traffic. So you see that if I do F5 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 from here, that all the traces is been captured by agent and stored. See here. Look at this. Okay, 1.24 milliseconds. See, so refresh is happening. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So now this I cannot do that F5 F5 F5. I have to use the uh, JMeter for that. So for that, because it will automate the process. How many users per minute? 5 infinite and create a sampler HTTP request. Now the URL pattern for this is here, and this is the URL pattern. .8080 port, and path is, this is the path, and done. I'll have one listener. Done. Save this project, save it. Yes. Now I'll create a file traffic and let me run this, and see, traffic is creating. Now I can show you at the Datadog. So you see the trace button, okay, here you can see the live also here. So, and here you see, look at my cursor, whether is, you see the refreshing is happening or not. Can you see that my cursor?
Yes.
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 Each of the traces you are capturing right now and at a Datadog, and we will do understand this all graph here and then here. It required 1 hour of fake run, so you will have some data. All this graph you see inside that will be populated because it required little bit of run. So see a lot of graph you see. I'll explain you all this graph, okay, and then you'll understand. So what is abdex score, what is percentile, how to understand this, errors and all stuff like that, you'll understand this. Okay, so fundamentally what I did nothing. Let me tell you, I just installed my agent, which is called APM agent, in my application environment, and when the real user will hit the application, this agent will capture the stuff and send it to Datadog. That's all. And after that, once you capture all the metrics, you'll have to study this one and find out the which trace is loading. Oh, by mistake I clicked. Which trace is loading slow, that means response time is very slow, and that you need to figure it out. You need to troubleshoot and find out the culprit for it. Understood now?
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.